Hey Cancer, welcome to your quarterly reading for October to December. I am Charlene Lizette. Whether you are new or whether you are returning, a massive thank you to you. Either way, I hope you click subscribe and become a part of our collective. Cancer, if you are new or returning, either way, I just want to take a moment, actually, I should say, as I'm pulling out these cards for you, to say thank you. Thank you so much for your likes, your comments, your shares, and subscribes. Thank you for watching my content. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for supporting me in whatever capacity you have. You know, if you helped out with the GoFundMe, that's still live, by the way, if you want to support that family, or, you know, you watch my stuff, take my courses, all that stuff. Like, I'm just so grateful for you guys. I can't believe that we're wrapping up, you know, 2025, and that to me is just wild. It's wild that I've been at this, you know, really since 2020. And it's such a gift. It's such a gift to be here, to be of service to you guys, to support you and help you in your soul's growth and your soul's evolution. And I'm so eternally grateful that you guys have stuck around, and that you trust me in your journey. You know, 2026, we're going to pop off, baby. Okay. We're going to make some serious magic happen in 2026. And I'm really, really excited for what I've got up my sleeves for you guys. Okay. So let's keep, I'm just getting all the cards out. Let me just get the rest. And then we'll do a deep dive into love at the very end. Okay. So if you're into that sort of thing, we will be talking about it. Raven or Luna might join. They're out and about here. So if they decide to come in, we will let them in. All right. Okay. Well, my angels, I will say this to you. The next quarter for you is going to be absolutely life-changing. It's going to be very transformative for you. You may undergo a lot of personal evolution, a lot of personal transformation. You may also experience a lot of growth, but through that growth, there might be a little bit of discomfort, because that growth is going to require you to stop being complacent in your life. So if you've been playing really small in your life, if you have found yourself really feeling like you need to shrink in order to fit in, or you're too afraid to shine, or you're in this place where you're like, no, Char, like I can't, you know, think of different ways to generate wealth or make money or do this, or I got to go back to this 9 to 5, even though I hate this 9 to 5. Like you're in this like very like limiting scarcity mindset, okay, self-sabotage mindset. The next quarter for you could be, I don't want to use the word rough, but it could be a bit of a roller coaster, okay? Queen of Cups, Six of Cups here at the bottom of the deck to the Devil. A lot, honest to God, a lot of this has to do with your childhood, how you grew up, your parents, your home environment, what you witnessed, what you experienced, and whether or not you're gonna choose to free yourself from that, okay? This isn't about me. Sometimes I do share my personal life story or experiences that I've seen other people go through, because I feel like it's that relatable knowledge, teachings, content that really helps to put things into perspective. I grew up with two immigrant parents, okay? My parents came to Canada from Chile. My mom left a very cushy government job to come here to work in a factory because she never picked up English very well. And she worked like high up in the government, by the way, okay? She was the secretary for like the health minister. Like that's what I'm talking about, of Chile, okay? Like that's where I'm going. And my dad ran his own business back home and then came here, tried to do the same thing without the language, without the knowledge. And so, you know, it was a roller coaster ride for them. And I remember, you know, the, what is it called when you go to the food stamps? I remember the struggle. I remember wearing the hand-me-downs. I remember that feeling of scarcity, of fear, of trying to stretch that dollar. And, you know, I love my mom, and I will share this to you. To this day, my mom still has that mindset, right? That worry about finances. And I'm not sharing this to you for anything other than the fact that if you saw your parents behave in certain ways, and I want you to really like be honest with yourself about the upbringings that you saw. Even if your parents had money, did you see them fighting about money? Did you see them, you know, abandonment issues? Did you see, you know, struggles? Did you see fights, arguments? Your parents have addictions. Maybe they had spending habits, food. Like if you witnessed your parents do any of those things, okay, then they have imprinted certain perceptions into your subconscious, and now you are living through those perceptions through those lenses. So you know when you go to the eye doctor and they put like all those different things to see, like that's basically what you're seeing the world from. And what you're going to be going through for the next quarter is an undoing of all those lenses.
I know firsthand that life can get very overwhelming, very confusing, and very challenging at times. And that is why I've partnered together with Psychic Source. This is what their website looks like. When you go on the Psychic Source website, you get to explore all of their professional, vetted psychic advisors to see which is the psychic advisor that best connects with you. Whether you are looking for some answers with respect to your career, your love life, your personal life in general, or you're trying to manifest that next level in your life, the vetted psychic advisors over at Psychic Source will help you and guide you along the way, along the journey. And I even use them myself. Yes, I know that I'm psychic. Yes, I know that I use tarot and astrology and all sorts of divination. But trust me, trust you. Sometimes I need a neutral third party who is a professional, who is vetted to guide me as well in my journey. And that's when I reach out to Psychic Source. I love that it is a judgment-free zone. It is a safe space. And my favorite part is that you can connect with the vetted psychic advisors in a multitude of different ways. So after you go through the profiles and you pick the one that you like best, that you feel calls to you, you can either call them, text them, or video call. I like to call them myself, and they are there to help and guide you through life's enigmas. Now, for those of you that are new to Psychic Source has been kind enough to extend up to 40 minutes for just $19.80. It is a $240 value that you are receiving by using my link. It's right here or down in the description box below. Now, a massive thank you to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to your reading and see what the cards have in store for you.
And that's really scary, right? Because that means that the reality, the perceived reality that you have been experiencing is getting wiped clear so that you could actually build a reality based off of your truth, your personal freedom, your personal fulfillment, your personal clarity, your personal confidence. You have relationships here. I'm attracted to those people who serve me for my highest good. I'd be really curious if you tend to attract codependent relationships or very toxic relationships, or if you find yourself mirroring relationships like your mom and your dad had, or your mom and mom, dad, I don't know what your dynamics or grandparents, etc. Okay. In October, we have the Five of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So there's a feeling of being left out in the cold, a feeling of financial loss, scarcity, financial struggle. The King of Wands here is you wanting to be confident, wanting to move to a place of like self-trust and you know, believing in yourself and truly showing up as this leader, as this charismatic, successful person. But you're squished between the Five of Pentacles, which is scarcity, lack, financial mindset, literal poverty or struggle financially, and the Six of Swords, which is, you know, your mind wanting to move to a calmer place, but it's in transition. It's transition from, you know, the bumpy waters to the calm waters ahead. And so maybe October reveals a lot of things for you. You know, we got that full moon that happened in Aries, and then the new moon happening in Libra, and cardinal signs, which you are, if you're especially late degree cardinal signs, so like anywhere from like 25 to like 30, you're going to be feeling that new moon. And then new moon's going to be squaring Jupiter, which is currently in your sign as well. So there's this like friction. Yes, there's opportunity for beauty, but like through the friction. You get what I'm saying? It's like it ain't easy. It ain't smooth sailing. It's like a freaking tsunami. Then we have opposition. And opposition in astrology is when there are two planets that are basically like magnets that you can't put together, but you can't pull apart. You ever grab two magnets that you can't really stick together, but you also can't like pull them apart, like they're like working here. There's like a polarity energy. That's what oppositions are. Oppositions have everything to do with complement, duality, dependence, differentiation, objectivity, oscillation, interaction. And so they're working together, but they're also kind of competing with each other. It's not an easy or a hard aspect, in my opinion. It's one that requires balance. And then we have you showing up here, the Chariot, the Sun, and the Lovers, all majors in November. So November could very well be a life-changing month on itself, but this is where the inception of the change begins. So October could be like a purging. November is the blank slate and the seeds that are being planted, because major arcanas in astrology represent pivotal life changes. They are monumental things. They are not small things. They are not like the mundane day-to-day. They are the inception of the propelling of and the revving of the energy towards change. For example, in the old house, when we lived at the old house, I remember I kept pulling the tower. Well, lo and behold, within a month of me pulling the tower like all the freaking time, we had to move. Came out of nowhere. The foundation of our home wiped under us because we had to move, right? Tower. The Chariot, the Sun, the Lovers, is saying that you have to learn how to balance this energy, how to take control of your life. You have to have courage and strength to create that optimism, that happiness, that joy, that fulfillment, that freedom in your life through conscious decisions and choices made around love. And now this could have to do with romance. This could have to do with your romantic relationships, but it could also have to do with love, the choices you make around your life. Like, are you going to choose to be in the frequency and the energy of love, or are you going to choose to be in the frequency of self-sabotage, of fear, of scarcity, of abandonment, right? That's a choice. It's a lover's choice, okay? As we move into December, this is where I feel like the big kakaka is happening, for lack of a better term. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Not only is it going to be such a cathartic month of healing for you, where you're going to just be like, oh, thank God, thank you, angels. But there's also the realization of the things that need to end. You know, it's bittersweet, it's grief. Okay, this isn't easy. None of this is easy. This sucks, to be honest. The Seven of Swords, the Ten of Swords is the betrayal, abandonment, the lies, the cunningness, the deceit here. And the Three of Swords is that heartbreak, right? Like I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this person did this to me. Remember, this is overarching energy, right? So it's like new things might be stemming because the Ten of Swords is the ending to the new, right? It's not darkness that's overcoming the card. It's light. But at the end of the day, it's end. And sometimes the Ten of Swords can also be like we're being dramatic, you know, making mountains out of molehills. But when it's tied together with the Seven of Swords and the Three of Swords, it's a lot harder for me to try and sell it to you and spin it in a positive way. And I'm not going to either. What I do like about the Three of Swords is the Three of Swords is always the three sides to every story. And I learned this a long time ago in this card, and ever since then I look at it from a different perspective. It's your side, his side, your side, her side, whatever, the two people involved, right? The two situations, and then the truth. They all pierce the heart because all of it sucks. But at the end of the day, it has to happen, you know? And if it has to do with rejection, remember, rejection is redirection because the universe always has your back. 11/11, as I said that. So, you know, be mindful of that, okay? Be conscious of that instead of looking at this scenario as like it's the end of the world. Oh my God, why is this happening to me? Go, okay, thank you, God, for the lessons. Thank you, God, for the blessings. Thank you, God, for showing me the path forward here. Because if you've been wanting to manifest something really beautiful into your life, sometimes that means saying goodbye to all the crap in your life too, you know? If I want to manifest a husband, then that means I'm going to have to say goodbye to the situationships or the guys that are and men that don't choose me, that string me along, that play me along, right? I mean, I don't entertain those, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, you got to let go of the things that are not serving you if you want to attract the things that are in alignment with your manifestations. Hold on, let's see what this card was. The Sun to the World. Yeah, so Source is even trying to give you like a get out of jail free card here. A path forward, Knight of Swords here. What do we got? King of Wands, and then the Magician, High Priestess. There you are, right? So it's like you, Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, for a lot of you with respect to your love life, I think this has to do with walking away from a connection potentially that is just not fulfilling, not serving. You know, it's not the be all end all. Maybe you're trying to hold on, maybe you're trying to make it work. But remember, Jupiter being in your sign is wanting to bless you. It's wanting to expand you. And at the same time, it's also going to remove the connections or the people, places, and things in your life that are just not in alignment with your soul's growth and your soul's evolution. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying goodbye to that, okay? Just remember that. When one door closes, another door opens. And as somebody who's dated a few guys, I promise you there is not one guy I look back on and go, oh, I wish I still was with them. And they all stalk my social media, trust me. I'm like, thank you, God, for closing that door. All right, if you want to book a session, you want to work together with me in any capacity, it's down here. I don't mean to be rude, but it's the truth. Here is this video on manifesting money, okay? Thank you so much. We'll see you later, alligators. Peace out. Bye.